In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your glow plug control module. It's tucked in next to the turbos behind the piping over there on the back of the engine. So let's get started. To get more access, I need to get this out of the way. So just pull it off of the cowl here, and it's just a rubber hose so you can bend it and set it aside. First thing I want to do is remove the ground connection here with a 10mm socket, because the wire runs over this shield that protects the glow plug control module, and we need to get the shield off to get the module out. So once you loosen that up, just remove the nut completely and then remove the wire. We'll get it out of our way. At this point, the shield is held on with these retaining fasteners on 3 of the mounting studs. There's one behind there that you can't see. These, unfortunately, you can try to save them, but most of the time they're a one-time use. So I'm gonna try and not break them, but like I said, a lot of times they break off, in which case we'll just have to find something else to fasten this with, such as some other mounting nuts, which I do have in case I need. So I'm gonna get some pliers, needle nose pliers, because you can grab onto these and twist them right off of there. You could also try a pick of some sort. Looks like the pick works a little bit better than the pliers. All right, that one went flying, but I heard it hit the floor, so that's good. There's another one over here, and another one back there. Like I said, we'll do the same to all 3. There's number 2. Number 3 is impossible to see, but I can feel it. And the reason we have to get that back one is because there is a mounting nut underneath that holds the module in place. So it's kind of necessary to get that out of there. Grab the mirror, see if we can see. Oh yeah, we can see back there, perfect. Okay, well, I took that out of there. Now get a 10mm socket, break both of the mounting nuts free, one right here, and one at the back. Before I go too far, I'm going to disconnect it while it's still mounted so that I can pull on the electrical connectors without this coming off of here. There's one. It's easy to remember which goes where because one's green and one's black. And there's the second one. Now remove the 2 mounting nuts. Try not to lose that one back there. And this one. Now you can pull the glow plug control module straight up and take it out. And there it is. Before you get the new one in, inspect your electrical connectors. Make sure they're not packed with sand and other debris. If they are, go ahead and clean this out. Now take your new control module, slide it down in. Make sure it slides onto both of these mounting studs. Just like this, you'll see it has a little bit of wiggle room so you can adjust it if necessary. Before I plug it in, I'm going to put both of the mounting nuts on just by hand so that I know that it's somewhat secured on here. Now let's plug the electrical connectors in. I'm going to start with the rear one. Doesn't really matter which one you start with, but make sure they click. And now the front one. You have to press really hard for them to click, so keep that in mind. Okay, let's tighten this back up. Make it nice and snug, but don't over tighten these. They're just small mounting nuts, and you don't want to break them. Okay, put the heat shield back on. It's important because this sits right next to the exhaust and the turbochargers, and it gets very hot, and you don't want to melt the internals on this. So if for some reason your shield is not reusable, find something else to put here. Right back over all 3 of the studs, and let's secure it with these clips if you still have them. If not, find something else that will actually secure onto this. I have some nuts that I'm going to put on here instead of the clips, just because that's, well, what I have, and I want it to be secured like I mentioned. So Okay, and of course do the same to the rear one, which I can't show you, but just secure it down there and make sure it's tucked away. Now let's reconnect the ground cable that went onto that stud right there, and make sure the wire is clean. Mine has a little bit of corrosion on it, so I will actually clean it up a little bit before I install it. You want it to make a good connection. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect, but has to be clean. Tuck it underneath the other wiring, just how it was before. Slide it over, put the mounting nut on, and let's tighten it up. Nice and snug. And at this point, if your glow plugs didn't work, well, test them out and they should work now. Last but not least, don't forget to put this air duct back in place. Secure it. And now make sure your glow plugs work as they should.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.